Now, the problem with number one, if we're graphing, it's not set up in the right format. So I agree with that.
Yes.
So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and get that set up properly. So for number one, I'm going to take 4x plus 3y, and I'm going to change it to y equals mx plus b. All right. So with that, now I have 4x plus 3y equals 6. I need to move the 4x over. When I move the 4x over, it becomes what? So everybody should be able to say 3y equals negative 4x plus 6. And now I just have to divide by what? Divide by 3. So y equals negative 4/3 x plus what? 2. So now everybody go off to the left here or off to the right and graph it real quick. So to graph it, I just have to go what?
2.
Up 2, plot a point. From there, I go what? Down 4 to the right, 3. And now let's just draw the line. All right, now I need the second equation. So on the second equation, what do I need to do? Move the x over. Thank you very much. So 3y is equal to what? Negative x minus 3. And now all I need to do is divide by 3. Anybody have any problems with that?
So you know when you set up a problem and you move the x over and the x turns negative, if it was already negative, would it change positive?
That's right. Okay, when you move something, you change the sign, okay? So now how do I graph this? Go down 1, and then from there I go what? Down 1 and over 3. Down 1 over 3. And now I just draw the line. And there we have it. That looks like my answer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what is that answer?
3.
3 comma negative 2. Now we're going to check it with our calculator, please. Y1 and Y2. What? What do you mean restart it?
Second on.
Second quit. Second quit. All right, does anybody have any questions once you graph it, calculate? All right, so you hit the second and then the trace button. That trace button is actually the calc button. And then you go down to number 5 and hit enter 3 times. And somebody confirmed that we are correct, that it was 3 negative 2. Three negative 2. Anybody else?
Yeah. Yes.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, now let's take a look at number 2 real quick. Three x plus 5y equals 10. All right, same thing, moving the 3x over. Now what? Divide by 5. Now on the second equation, still move the 3x over. And now what? Divide by 5 again. All right, let's graph both of these. Anybody notice anything? They are what? So how many solutions? Yeah, there are no solutions, all right, because they do not intersect. Up 4. So what I need you to do is I need you to write parallel lines. No solution. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, I still want you to graph it. All right, because that's the whole thing is I'm just trying to check that your graphing is good. All right, but you're 100% correct. Automatically no solution. All right. All right, here we go. Now I want everybody to jump to number 4. This is a what kind of problem? That's right. It is a substitution problem. The reason it's a substitution problem is because x equals negative 4y minus 9. So whenever I see an x, I'm going to put negative 4y minus 9. So let's see if you remember that. Yes, sir.
This isn't the one we do.
No. So now we have 2 parentheses, negative 4y minus 9, close parentheses, minus 3y equals 4. Anybody have a problem with that? Now we have to distribute the negative 2. Negative 8y minus 18 minus 3y equals 4. Combined terms, how much is that? Now add 18. So y is what? Does everybody agree y equals negative 2? Now I come up here and I plug negative 2 in. So x equals negative 4 times negative 2 minus 9. And what's 8 minus 9? So what's my answer? Negative 1, negative 2. Everybody okay with that? Is everybody okay with negative 1, negative 2? Okay, so now we're going to use our calculator to check this. All right, now it's not in the right format, but we're going to have to put it in the right format. But now we need to go to apps. All right, we're going, everybody hit the apps button. Then apps, I told you to go down to which number? Number 9. Okay, now we have different calculators in here, so some of them are a little bit different. All right, so you have to be careful. Now, we want a system of equation, right, which is the second app, the number 2. All right, now we have 2 equations and 2 unknowns. If we have 2 equations and 2 unknowns, then you're ready to go. So we're going to hit what? We're going to hit next, which is the graph button, I believe. Hit the graph button. Now, for some of you, you actually get a blank and then an X plus blank and then a Y equals blank. And then the second thing, and you just plug in the numbers. Now, does everybody look right here? Here, I need help up here on the board. Look up, make sure you understand what I'm getting ready to say. Is it set up properly for us? And the answer is no, because why? Because the negative 4y is not on the left side. So I have to throw this over on the other side. So that becomes what? X plus 4y equals -9. Now, for those of you, for other guys, your calculator is just wanting you to put in the number here, and then what it's equal to. The number, and what it's equal to. All right? It's called a matrix. All right, you learn about that in Algebra 2. But right now, you're just going to put in 1, 4, -9. 2, change the plus to a minus. Change the plus to a minus. And then you plug in 3. And then you plug in 4. And then you hit solve, and solve is the graph button. All right, everyone else is just doing 1, 4, -9, 2, -3, 4, and hit the solve button. And what does the solve button come up and say? Does it say -1, -2? Everybody good with that? -1, -2? I think it says on some x1 and x2, right? Because it doesn't matter what the variables are. Anybody have any questions with how to use your calculator on the apps program? That's super helpful. What?
So you just go to apps, then you click.
Yeah, you are already supposed to be doing that. Yes. All right, come on, let's go. Type it in. I need you to do great. Apps, 9, number 2. Next, type in the coefficients, then hit solve, and it should tell you your answer. Did you do that?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
It's very easy, very nice. What?
Can we try, the next one too?
Yeah, we're going to try lots of them. All right, that's your homework. Do all of it. All right. Now, let's go ahead and do number 9. Everybody, or number 8. Everybody's on number 8, please. Now, 8, this is just called a what? Addition method. Now, why is it called the addition method? Because when I add them, what's going to happen to the two x's? They cancel out. All right, this is the easiest one because it says 3x and -3x. So I want to add those together. When I add 3x and -3x, they do what? Cancel. What's 2y minus y? 1y. What's 2 plus 7? Now, this one was really nice because it's just y equals 9. We don't have to do any more work than that. Now I have to take the 9 and put it in 4y right here and solve it. So 3x plus 2 times 9 equals 2. 3x plus 18 equals 2. 3x. If I subtract 18, I get what? -16. And so now I might have made a mistake because I get a fraction. So I double check my work. -16 thirds is what I got. So I'm checking my work, cancels, 1y, 9. Nope, I think I'm right. So my answer is -16 thirds, comma, 9. Now go back to your apps real quick and plug the numbers in and double check yourself. This is practice. All right, making sure you know how to use your calculator. Let's go. Come on, don't be lazy. You have to do the work if you want to make the A. If you want to make the 100, you got to do the work. Anybody have any problems with that? Was that correct? -16 thirds. Anybody double check, please? Is that correct? All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. -16 thirds, comma 9.
When you put in the second one, it says -5, can you just put 0?
No, you don't. It's -1. Or minus and then a 1. You hear me? Does that work now for you? All right, I need everybody to jump to number 12 now. Number 12 is as hard as it gets. Number 12 is as hard as it gets. So I need someone who knows. Go. And the bottom one? You're amazing. Thank you, sir. That's nice. All right, the top by 2 and the bottom by -3, and then the x's will cancel out. Come on now, make sure you see that. I want one of the variables to cancel out. One has to be positive, one has to be negative. They both have to be the same number. All right, if I multiply the top by 2, I get 12x minus 10y equals -20. And then I get -12x plus 21y equals 75. Now, when I add them together, I get the x's cancel. 11y equals 55. So y has to equal what? 5. Y is 5. Now just come up to the top equation and plug 5 in. So now I have 6 minus 5 times 5 equals -10. 6x plus 25 equals, that'd be -25. Equals -10. Add 25. Oh, this one didn't work out evenly also, so I was double checked myself. Dividing by 3, that's the same as 5/2. So I think the answer is 5/2, comma 5. Now, please go to your apps and verify, please. Go to your apps and verify that I'm correct. Come on, everybody. Very good. All right, so when someone else already said they got that on the calculator. All right, so it looks like we're correct. All right. What's the matter? You good?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Okay, let's look at 15. Good for you, AJ. What am I going to do? You're awesome, buddy. Multiply the bottom by -3 is absolutely correct. So I end up with now when I add them, what happens? The x's and the y's cancel, so it says 0 equals 24. So because 0 equals 24, we say that's what? No solution. And I want everybody to understand those are just what? Parallel lines. They're parallel lines. All right, let's look at 19 for a second. I try to just mess you up a little bit on this. All right, everybody look at 19 for a second. We just have to put them in order. All right, please look up and make sure you're understanding me. I like to have the X and Y together. So I'm going to put the negative X. I'm just going to switch that to negative X plus 4Y. Then I'm going to move the 5 over. And that equals what? -5. Over here, we get 3X minus 2Y equals, I move the 5 over, so it becomes +5. Anybody have any problems with that? All right, don't be fooled just because they're all messed up. Just write them in alphabetical order, all right? And then move the variable to the other side. So Luke, what am I going to do to solve this? You're awesome. Multiply the bottom by 2. You mean 6X, right? Yeah, I'm multiplying first. Yeah, now I bring down the other equation. And now I'm going to add. So, perfect. So I come up here, plug 1 in. Add 1. And then divide. So my answer for this one was 1, -1. And then I go into my apps again real quick and double check my work. And someone tell me it's correct. Correct? Thank you. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. Yes, sir.
So what you get, one of them like the X or the Y,
Uh-huh.
and you're supposed to plug them in, you plug one of them in for.
Either anyone. It'll always work out. You get the same thing. Okay? All right, now next, please, I'd like everybody to go to number 20. I'm trying to determine if the coordinate is a solution. All right, I'm trying to determine if the coordinate is a solution. So I just plug 1 in for X and 2 in for Y. Does it work on the first equation? Does 3 times 1 plus 2 equal 5? So that does work for the first one. Now let's try the second one. Again, I'm just going to plug in 1 for X and 2 for Y. 1 plus 3 times 2 equals 8. Does that work? Does 1 plus 6 equal 8? No, that's not correct. So it's not a solution. It has to be a solution for both equations. It has to be a solution for both equations. That's not a solution. Everybody good with that? All right, let's jump down to 22 now. Now we have an inequality. Plug in for X. Plug in for Y. Is 2 times 3 minus 3 times -2 greater than 11? 6 plus 6, is that greater than 11? Yeah, so that definitely works. Now I got to try the second one. 4 times 3 minus 5 times -2, is that less than -3? 12 plus 10, is that less than -3? Not a solution. You need it to work for both, not just one. You plug it into both equations to see if it works. Anybody got a problem with that? All right. Now let's graph this system of linear inequalities. All right. Now 27 is kind of annoying because it is not set up properly. All right, we need it in y equals mx plus b. So the first thing I need to do is I need to move the what? Moving the 2x over. Then what do I do? Divide by -3. When I divide by negative, what happens to the inequality sign? Less than or equal to 2/3 x plus 1. All right, let's go check that now. Let's go up 1, plot a point. From there, I have to go what? And over 3. Solid or dotted? Solid. Where am I shading, guys? Shading below the line. All right, now I need help with the second equation. 3x minus 2y. What do I have to move first? So -2y less than or equal to -3x plus 4. Now what do I need to do? Divide by -2 and change the signs. Very smart. Y is greater than or equal to 3/2 x. And don't forget it's -2. So now from there, guys, I got to plot what? Down 2. Then from there, up 3 over 2. Solid line. And I'm shading where? Above. So remember, the solution is where they overlap. And they overlap in this small little wedge right here. Does everybody agree? Everybody understanding me? That's the answer, right? That's it. That's all for me today. All right, I gave you a review of every single problem. All right, your job is to do as much as you can tonight. All right, and then you can come in class tomorrow and say, please help me with this one, or help me with this one, or help me with this one. All right, I've got a video of everything else that I've done so far with the other class. Today with my Algebra 1 kids, I'm just going to go through with my other algebra class. I'm going to go through and do the rest that I haven't done. And then tonight you can have all the worked out solutions. If you want to know, you just got to look through the video to find the worked out solution. Is everybody with me on that? All right, please get to work. Come on, guys. I'm trying to help out as much as I can. All right, I'm trying to help your grade. And some of you are making it hard. All right, I need a very good grade on Wednesday. All right, very good grade on Wednesday.